Well, 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 I guess hell has over. Well, is it me or is it like really cold in here right now? Well, let's talk about the Snoppa Kylin M is here. Can you believe it? Now, I did not get any notification regarding a email for a tracking number or anything like that. And when I looked at my order status, it still said order locked, not shipped or anything like that. So, but it did arrive. I've got it hooked up right now with the Yi M1. And just to give you a little idea, when you balance this guy, you've got to balance it with the lens according to the way that you're going to use it. So if you have it zoomed in, that's the way that you need to balance it. And to turn it on, you simply pull down on this, it turns on, and now it is working. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show a couple shots of the Yi M1 with the Kylin M, just so you can get an idea of how well that it works. I'm going to be shooting this in 1080p at 60. This is just a first look at the gimbal. I'm really excited to have a gimbal like this that I can use either with the Yi M1 or with the Lumix G7 that I'm filming on right now, or with a Sony, just because stable footage is where it's at. Even if you have a camera that's got in-body stabilization, it's still not going to be like what a gimbal can give you. Now, there's a few perks about this gimbal that are very, very unique. First thing is that you need to, when you balance the gimbal, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description right up here, straight to Snoppa's gimbal calibration and how to balance, because I'm not going to go through all of that, but there are a couple of steps. You can balance this arm, you need to balance this arm right there, and of course, you've got to balance the camera on its plate. One of the unique things about this gimbal compared to the other gimbals that are on the market is that it allows the handle to be switched around. And what I mean by that is, now, here's a funny thing. On their video, it shows you just unscrew and then the guy just gently flips it around. With mine, I have got to put a ton of pressure on it, but now you can film this way with a low angle shot. And I'll show you a couple of shots with it low angle, a couple of shots with it with the handle straight up, so that you can get just a little rough idea. It does have an app that accompanies this, which is required, because in order to calibrate the gimbal correctly, there are two different calibrations. One of them is going to be where you lay the gimbal completely straight down and calibrate it. And then another one is where the motors will calibrate. So it will move the camera around into different positions to calibrate the motors correctly so that your horizon is dead on. And so that's why balancing is very, very important when it comes to balancing your Snoppa Kylin M. Like I said, you got to put a little bit of effort into getting this back locked down. I'll show you what this can actually look like when it's on. I'm gonna put it on a little tripod just so you can see some of what the Snoppa app controls look like in controlling the Snoppa Kylin M gimbal. So like I said, this is just a first look at what the gimbal can do, how it performs. I like the build quality. Now it states that the batteries can last up to 12 hours on a single charge. And the Kylin M comes with two batteries that are 3,200 milliamp per hour batteries, and pretty large size, but the nice thing is it does come with a charger so that you can charge up both of these batteries. You don't have to use a USB. It is a dedicated charger to charge both batteries at the same time, which definitely comes in handy. But enough of that. Let's start to take a look at some footage, because hey, that's what we're all excited about. Does this thing actually stabilize footage the way that they say, the way that we anticipate? So with keeping in mind that this was just a quick first look at the Kylin M gimbal from Snoppa, what are my initial thoughts on it? Well, there's a little bit of micro vibrations going on, but then again, a lot of that's going to be my fault because I wasn't doing the perfect duck walk. And if anybody's ever used a 3-axis gimbal before, you know you have to address the way that you walk. You have to walk so funny that people will look at you and think that there's something wrong with you. But anyway, just a quick first look at the gimbal. I'll do an in-depth review coming up shortly, but I just thought I'd let you know, hey, it finally arrived. I can't believe it. Hope you guys have yourself a great day, and remember, get out there and film something, video something. Bye.